In honor of Saint Easter. Good old Saint Easter. In honor of good old Saint Easter, I'm off the floor. In other news, this is not a introduction video to the world of Oatmeal, Joey Arnold. I wanted to do that. I was thinking about that, and I feel like I can't do it justice. And sometimes I don't get emotional and stuff, even though I can be emotional and crazy. But for the most part, I'm pretty analytical. Not perfect, but at least part of me is analytical. But I think about everything, and I think about who I am and everything. I think that if I were to do an introduction video of who I am, I would have to talk about everything I've done in my life, which I've talked about. I try to write about it, try to make videos about it, but then I drag it out, and I can talk for hours about it. And I feel like it's important, but sometimes in life you have to get to the point. But sometimes if there's too many points to make, how do you do that? And it can be difficult, but I feel like I want to do it. I was trying to find that camera that I have, a really good camera, but I can't find the battery. I can't find the charger. So I was just thinking to myself, what do I do? Because I want to do it on high resolution, like 1080p. This is 480p. I usually just vlog, do a video blog thing, and make these videos. You have a lot of videos that are unfinished, or they're just simple videos, or what have you. I got a variety of stuff. I wanted to give you a total of all the videos I've uploaded. It would be like close to 10,000 to YouTube alone, and not to mention Facebook and other websites, but to YouTube I've uploaded over 7,000, probably over 9,000 as far as I know, and over 7,000 of them are gone. But I also publish a lot of posts and comments. How many? Too many. Like on Hive blog, I've uploaded a lot, published a lot of posts and comments. Don't know exactly how many, but if you combine the posts and comments together, it's over 70,000. But the number is pretty big. But the point is, I've been around and I've been doing things, and it's tough for me to summarize who I am. If I were to make an introduction video, it would be challenging because I see myself in so many ways based on the things I've done, and so then I end up calling myself based on what I've done. For example, I do music, so therefore I call myself a musician because I sung some songs, I wrote some songs, I played some music on guitar and piano. So I see myself as a musician. Doesn't matter if I am or not, and there's a difference between how I see myself and how other people see myself. And I think about that. I think about perception and what is reality, and the differences between my point of view and other people's point of view. How would I want to introduce myself to the world, kind of thing. I think about that. But there's so many ways to do it, and there's so many things I do, or so many things I've done, and I'm not proud of a lot of my work, a lot of my content. I'm not proud of it. And what I mean is, there's not a lot of stuff that I'm proud of. And what I mean by that is, there's not a lot of videos of mine that are well done. I'm like George Lucas, and I'm like having a panic attack. I'm like feeling like I need to take everything off the internet, all my stuff off the internet, and redo it, come back with a special edition, the Joey Arnold special edition, just like George Lucas did the Star Wars special edition. I want to do the Oatmeal special edition with everything, whether it be videos or the articles or the memes or the photos or anything I've ever been in, anything I've ever been a part of, anything I've ever put out there online or offline, but mostly online for the past 30 years, mostly. And it's a little bit frustrating sometimes because I feel like I'm 37 and I don't have a introduction video. I may have had some introduction videos or articles, like an About Me page and an About Me article that would introduce me to the world kind of thing. Like, I think about that and I think about how do I want to do it. And there's so many ways to do it. And I want to really do it justice, but I feel like at the moment I don't have it, and I don't think I can do it right now, even though I want to do it right now. And off and on in my life I want to do it, but then as a perfectionist I'm always like, oh, that's not good enough, like George Lucas, like just want to go back and tinker at things. And so then I force myself to throw stuff onto the internet, and it's hard. And I struggle with all of these things based on what I want, what I do, what I try to do. I get lost between the old projects, the new projects, the content that I try to put out there, and I really do get lost in it. And at the same time I don't, but I do, and a variety of things happen, and then I end up not really putting a face to it. And like, I don't put a face to it. I don't really put a table of contents in front of what I got. Like, I'm not able to really let people know who I am, what I do, and everything. I don't think I've really done it, even though I've done it a little bit. I try to do it. I try to let people know. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I do try to tell people who I am and what I do. But it's so difficult, and I want to do that. I want to be able to put out a video or an article with a video on it and summarize who I am and what I do to people who are new. Like, to people who already know me, they may know, they may get it, they may be able to put it together, connect the dots and everything. It may take time, and eventually you can do it if you want to. Problem is, why would you want to? But of course you should, I think, but how would you know that? That's a good question. And to a person who doesn't know me, it would be hard. If you don't already know, if you don't care or believe in me, or whatever the case might be, it would be hard. And I get it. I'm a little biased towards myself, and I like myself, and I probably should. I mean, not that you should or shouldn't, like, not necessarily like, should you like yourself or not. Well, there's a lot that can be said about that, for and against that idea, because you don't want to be full of yourself, but you also don't want to think too lowly of yourself at the same time. And it requires a balance in perspective and priority and everything, in attitude and everything. And so I think about that, and I wanna work on that. So thank you for watching this not introduction video where I say nothing. I feel like in some ways I'm saying nothing, Now, I believe I am saying something in some ways, but not in other ways. Like, I understand what I'm saying. I don't know who else would, but I do, and I'm biased, and I know I am. Like, I get it. I know I am, but I still do it sometimes. I still kind of live in my world, but sometimes I try to get out, and I try to relate to people. I try to connect to people, sympathize, empathize, realize, and all that kind of stuff. But I am in the middle of the two, and I try to sometimes go back and forth. And I see the value of both. I see the value of being in one's own bubble, and also being in the world of other people, because both of them are necessary and everything. But it's difficult to quantify. It's difficult to do an introduction video justice for a variety of reasons, depending on who you are. For me, and the kind of stuff that I've done, it would be hard from my perspective, and I could be wrong. But the way I look at it, it's valuable to talk about it, and I want to do it. So I'm doing it, even though I'm not doing it now. I do it. I do stuff, and then I try to talk about it. That's what I've done. I live my life, and I talk about my life, and I also look around at everything else, and I try to talk about what I see around me, around the world, and in history, and everything. I try to talk about everything, and do everything, and talk about everything, and I try to do a lot of different things, and I'm all over the place, and I feel like people who don't get it may not ever get it, and I want to be able to have an introduction so that people can be able to understand who I am, what I do, what I've done, all of that, in a very concise manner. And that's the analytical part of me. The crazy part of me would be more like, who cares? I'm just gonna say a bunch of random stuff. I'm gonna do a bunch of random things, and nobody will get it, but that's okay. That's the crazy part of me. And I am both crazy and analytical. And a lot of times what you see is the crazy part coming out. But there's an analytical brain behind it that is driving the ship, driving all of it. And I think about stuff, but then I present myself as a madman on purpose sometimes. Maybe not always on purpose, but I am very conflicted between all the things that I want to do. So that's a good thing, that's a bad thing. And I want to be able to present an introduction video so that people can be like, okay, this is what he is. This is who he is. This is what he did. And it's simple. It's as simple as that, and it's important to me. It's been important for a long time. And I want people to know, not so that they may necessarily like me, but the purpose is so that they can see who I am. Like a simple list of, this is Oatmeal, this is Joey Arnold, he is filmmaker, musician, blogger, this thing, that thing, he did this, he did that, born in Oregon, went to New York, went to West Virginia, went to Hawaii, went to Vietnam, went to this place, went to that place, did this thing, did this thing, and then did this other thing, did this, did that. He is this, He is that. This person right here. This oatmeal man. This egg man. Egg face man. This white dude. This American dude that I'm looking at. Okay, here is the list. Here is a quick summary. Good and bad. Good or bad. Good and bad. It's like that's the analytical part of me coming out. I want to be able to find a way to highlight some stuff and also list a boring outline, a really boring summary outline of a bunch of facts and or opinions. Facts and or opinions. Are they opinions? Are they facts? Nobody knows. Or maybe I don't know. Maybe you don't know. Maybe we don't know. Maybe nobody knows what is real, what is not real, what is reality, what is perception, what is my point of view, what is your point of view, how do other people look at it. There's so many ways to go about it, and I want to sometimes present both sides to the story, both sides, or different sides, maybe as many sides as possible. Maybe the more the better. But I also want to focus on my side of the story because I'm biased. Good or bad, I'm biased. Should I be biased? I don't know, but I'm biased. And I know I'm biased. A person who says I'm not biased is even more biased because they don't even know they're biased. It's that simple. That simple. Very simple. Anyways, this is not an intro video, and I'm not really saying anything. I did mention a few things about my life, but very briefly, if you're listening. But anyway, I want to make an intro video, but not this video. I don't want to try to make a video where I kind of put a bunch of other videos in it, edit it, so I can put a bunch of pictures and videos and stuff in it, so I can be like, here's me when I was 7. Here's me when I was 11. Here's me when I was 15. Here's me when I was 20. Here's me when I was 30. Here I am now, and I'm 37. Born in 85 in Oregon, and different videos throughout my life, and songs. Times where I'm singing, times where I'm dancing, times where I'm working, teaching English, or other things I've done. I want to do that. It's on my mind. I want to be able to highlight some of my better stuff. This is just me thinking out loud. Me thinking out loud. This is me. I'm just thinking out loud, and just wanted to throw it out there. This is me just talking, and I wanted to just put this out there for the record. But I think I did an okay job, not the best job, but an okay job of saying a few things from the top of my head about how I look at it, how I'm looking at it. And I'm not saying everything. And I was talking about some of this yesterday for an hour. And before that, I've talked about some of this before in other videos. And some of this is new.